So this is question 16. It's a travel graph. So these are very common questions. It can be speed time graph or it can be distance time graph. So just be clear on what it is exactly. This is a speed time graph. You can see the vertical axis, it's speed. So the diagram shows the motion of a car which decelerates uniformly. Decelerates, which simply means slows down. Okay, if this is a straight line and it's a speed time graph, deceleration of but that's shown by a straight line. It means that it's steady, it's constant. Okay, so yeah, so it decelerates uniformly from a speed of 25 meters per second. So this is the speed up to 0, so up to a stop in 10 seconds. So this is the time axis, and then you're asked to find part A. You're asked to find the deceleration. Deceleration is the opposite. It simply means negative acceleration, not necessarily the opposite. So deceleration means negative acceleration, so it means slowing down. So when you want to find the deceleration of a speed time graph, it's the gradient. Okay, this is for a speed time graph only. You won't be asked for the deceleration for a distance time graph. Anyway, this is how you do it. The deceleration is the gradient of the line for whatever interval you're told. So this is the 10 seconds, the gradient of the line in those that 10 seconds. And you know from graphical analysis that for you to find the gradient, so deceleration is gradient. Okay, that's first thing that we we need to be clear on. Then if it's gradient, how do? We know from graphical analysis that we need 2 points. So you can say using 0, 25 here and 10, 0, like this. Okay, deceleration, you don't need to write all this, by the way. So deceleration is equal to gradient. Okay, so you can say m, or gradient, so which is equal to we can take this one, 25 minus 0, so change in y over change in x, which is 0. You started with 25, so you have to start again with the x coordinate here from the same coordinate. So it's 0 minus 10. So you'd get 25 divided by minus 10, which is equal to negative 2.5. Write the units always. So it's meters per square second, like this. These are the units for deceleration or acceleration. Okay. And if you want to see how it comes, this one will be meters per second. This one will be second. Meters per second divided by second, you get meters per square second. That's why it's coming out like that. Total distance. These are for the speed time graph. Okay, the total distance for a speed time graph is the area under the curve or under the graph. So total distance, you can put this. This is called sigma. So it simply means total. If you advance to A level, you're going to be using this symbol a lot. But if you use it, an examiner will know. So this means total distance is equal to. So this, your shape, it's actually a triangle. Okay, the area under the curve is this area here. So that's the area you need to find. So it's half base. Your base is 10 seconds by height. Your height is 25 meters per second. Okay, so you can multiply this, you get 5, and then you multiply by this, you get 125. So 5 by 25, I think you get 125. Or you can just divide this by 2, then you get 12.5, then you multiply by 10, get 125. Don't forget the units. What are the units for our case? It's meters. And then you're done. Okay, this is question 16. You're done. Let's move to question 17. So question 17, what does it say? It says given that u varies jointly as x and as the square of y. This is a mathematical description. Okay, you're supposed to model it. We're just going to stick to the labeling. This is wrong labeling. I don't know what my editor did, but anyway, it should read given that u varies jointly as x and as the square of y. So from variation, you write u, then this is the proportionate sign. And then joint variation, it means they will be multiplying x and the square of y, like this. Express u in terms of, and then the constant. So when you remove the constant, when you remove the proportionate sign, you're supposed to introduce a constant like this. Okay, this is done. Then the second part, this structure, it's very common in your exam, so just take note of it. It can be joint variation, can be partial variation. You should know all the types, but then the structure, it's more or less the same. You first write your expression, you then determine the value of the constant. So it says find k when there's a given. So using u equal to 410, x equal to 1, the other one is what, y equal to 2. So this is what we get. U, which is 410, equals k, x, which is 1, y, which is 2, squared u. So 410 equal to, this is 4k. Then you divide both sides by 4. K equal to, then you get 14 over 4, which is 7 over 2 here. We just divided by 2 and 2. So therefore, u equal to 7 over 2 x y squared, like this. This would be your relation. Okay. So find k would be this. So you can just underline this. So k equal to 7 over 2. Just muscle memory. So that's why I wrote this. But then this is not actually the answer. This is the relation. So let's move to E. This was actually C, but you know, it's E now. So find the value of u and x is equal to 6 and y equal to 5. So you say using u equal to 7 over 2 xy squared. U equal to 7 over 2, x is what? 6. So you can say x equal to 6, y equal to 3. So this one would be 3 squared. And then here you'd get 3 here, that's 21, 21 by 9. So you get 21 by 9 here, 9 by 20, you get 180, plus 9 by 1, which is 9, so it's 189, okay. Then done. Done and dusted. Let's move to the next part. The next question, Next question, it says the gradient of the equation of a straight line is given as 3y minus 2x minus 6 equal to 0. Find the gradient of the line. So the equation of the straight line is given as this. We need to find the gradient of the line. So recall that the relation for a straight line is like this, where this is the gradient, okay, and the y-intercept is what? Y-intercept means where the graph crosses the y-axis. So obviously x should be 0, and then the y-coordinate should be c. Okay, this is only valid when the coefficient of y here is 1. So we actually need to manipulate this such that the coefficient of y there is 1. So here I'm just going to use this space. Okay, so it should be 3y equal to all these. I'm going to put them to the side like this. So dividing by 3 both throughout, so you get y. Everything is supposed to be divided by 3, please. This is important. Okay, so even this is supposed to be divided by 3, then you get 2. This divided by 3, this divided by 3, this divided by 3. Everything that's separated by either an equal sign or a positive or negative, they are different terms. And if you want to retain the value for the expression or for the equation, you have to divide throughout by the same, or you have to multiply throughout by the same. This is it. And the gradient is what? So in case you would have a hard time like explaining how you came about, so you say by inspection. This is what you write in your exam. M is equal to 2 over 3. Okay, after you're done with this, by inspection, the gradient M is equal to 2 over 3, like this, and then you're done. M is standard for gradient, so you don't need to define it. Anyway, coordinate of the point when the line crosses the y-axis. So this is the y-intercept that I was telling you about. So what's the coordinate? You say again by inspection. This is for the other part. So the point should be what? Should be 0, just like what you said. On the y-axis, x is equal to 0. And c is what? For a case. So we're inspecting this, comparing them. So c for cases too. Then the next part says find the equation in the form ax plus bx plus a equals to c of a straight line parallel to the line thus equal to 0 and passing through this. Okay, the buzzword here is that it's a parallel line. It's parallel to what? So for parallel lines, what you have to remember is that the gradient is the same. So you can even say the gradient of the line is 2/3 from B. Okay, so this is the gradient of the line. So therefore we have what this one means. You're deducing from whatever is above. So 2/3 x plus c, like this. So now you use these coordinates. So using -5, 2, like this. What do you get? So here you substitute. Now you substitute 2 on y, and you want to substitute -5 on x. Okay, plus c. Then you get 2 here, minus 10/3 here, plus c. Then c is equal to 2 plus 10/3. So 10/3 is going this side, so that's why it's becoming plus. So what do you get? 2 would be 2/1. Okay, 2/1 simply means 6/3. So it should be 6 plus 10/3. Then you get what? 16/3. Okay, so I need to rub somewhere here so that we can have some space. I need to rub here so that we can have some space. So now we are now substituting back. So it should be y equal to 2/3 x plus c, which is 16/3. Then you multiply throughout by 3. Then you get 3y equal to 2x plus 16, like this. Then after doing this, now you have to get it to this point. So this one has to go there. So therefore we have this one goes there, so it becomes negative 2x for this part, plus 3y for this part here. So equal to 16. This is the required equation, and you're done. So the buzzword here was parallel. For parallel lines, they have the same gradient. So we repurposed the gradient that we had calculated previously, and we used that point to find the value of c. We substituted, and when we substituted, we still had fractions. We cleared the fractions. Once we cleared the fractions, we just manipulated the equation to look exactly in the form which was told us by the question. Okay, so this is it. We're done. Let's quickly move to question 19. It says given that log p equal to this, log q equal to this. This is also a very common question, so be really careful. Okay, just try to understand it. It's a common question, so if you can score it, it's very easy. The concepts that you have to remember, they are not very many, so if you can just remember it, it would be good for you. So minus log p here. So what we did here was that this is log 1 by p, so you can say this is equal to log 1 minus log p. Okay, and once you do that, now log 1 is equal to 0. How do you know that? Whenever you're not given, it's the same for any base really. When the log is 1 here, it's equal to 0. Then log p we already have, it's 2.4. So it's equal to negative 2.4, like this. That's it, that's done. And alternatively, okay, you would have done this. Log 1 by p equal to log p to the power negative 1, which is equal to negative log p. That's another theorem again in logarithms, which is equal to negative log p is equal to 2.4. And then it would still be the same answer. So that's it. Let's move to question B. It says log p squared divided by log q. So here again, according to one of the laws of logarithms, you kick this one back, so it becomes 2 log p, like this, over log q, like this, and you're done. Log p is equal to what? Log p is equal to 2.4, and log q, what is it? Log q is equal to 0.4. Okay, so you can actually multiply this by 10, multiply this by 10, so that you clear fractions. Let me just show you. So 10 over 10 is simply 1, so it means that you're not changing anything. So this becomes 2 by 2.4. Okay, so multiplying by 10 here, so you actually get 24. So it'd be 2 by 24 over 4, like this. Then you'd have 6 by 2. Then you'd have 12. So that's it. That's the idea. And let's move to the second question. The last question, I mean. So last question says a salesman receives a basic salary of $200 a month. Okay. In addition, he is paid a commission of 5% on his sales. Calculate the gross salary in a month during which his sales amounted to $4,000. Okay, so you need to calculate the gross salary. So gross salary equal to basic salary plus, this is for a case only, but then you're supposed to receive all receivable, to write all receivables, like house allowance, transport allowance, everything. You're supposed to include it on gross salary. So all the receivables would be what? Would be for our case would be the commission, obviously. So it'd be just 2 items. And then basic salary, well, how much is it? It's $200. Okay. Then plus commission of how much is it? It's 5% of what? Of his gross sales, which are 4,000 for our case. In general, is it general arithmetic? I think this is a very common question. We've even done in one of the question papers that we covered. I think there was a question also on basic salary and gross salary and all that. So this is 5% means 5 over 100. So multiply by 4,000 like this, and you just cancel stuff, and here you get 200 again. Say with 200 plus 200, and just as a background, just so you know, commission simply means somebody who works on commission. It means a part of your salary corresponds to the amount of sales that you do. So usually people, sales people, they receive some of their money. You see them going around selling stuff for brands and all that. They actually receive some of their money based on the amount of sales that they do. If they do more, then they receive more. So you're paid per rate. Okay, let's move to the second part. I'm just going to erase this. Second part says the size of an equilateral triangle is 6 centimeters. This is corrected to the nearest centimeter. Okay, calculate the least possible perimeter of the triangle. These are non-routine questions, so you're supposed to know how this adjusts. So if it's 6, what does it mean? It means that the side it's between, it's less than 6.5, and it's equal to or greater than 5.5. Anything in between can be approximated to be 6 centimeters if rounded off to a single significant figure. Okay, so when this is less than 6.5, it's approximated to be 6. When this is equal to or greater than 5.5, it's approximated to be 6 again. So if you want the least possible, you always want the least possible size. If you want the least possible perimeter, because the least possible perimeter corresponds to the least possible side, is equal to, so you can even say S is equal to what? S or X, whatever you want to use, is equal to 6 centimeters. Therefore, perimeter equal to, so it's an equilateral triangle, that means 3 sides, so it's equal to 3S. Okay, which is equal to 3 times 6 centimeters, which is equal to what? 18 centimeters. And that's done. And that's it. So I'll catch you in the next one when we finish the other questions for this paper. So it was nice having you here, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you have any paper that you want us to cover, just put it in the comment section below. I'm you, bro. I'm you, sir. I'm out. Cheers.